those who are joining the first time, you may also click on the WhatsApp, Facebook, and LinkedIn link on the chat box to get updates on a weekly basis and join us in creating more leaders. Also, we request all our members and visitors to turn on your videos to see your smiling faces, which will help us in making this episode highly interactive. So, are we all ready to interact with our guest, Mr. Girish Khandelwal, certified financial planner, founder, Hamara planner, on the topic of bridge between life and money? Then please type yes in the chat box. Thank you. Before the introduction of the guest, let me also take the privilege to introduce the founder of the Leaders Connect, Mr. Prakash Sharma, who will have an interaction with our guest, along with our panel discussion leader, Mr. Vinay Mishra. I shall welcome all. Over to Mr. Prakash Sharma.
Yes, hi Nellai, thanks for the curtain raising. And Mr. Prakash will be joining us very shortly. So good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome, Mr. Girish, and welcome, Mr. Vinay. Thanks for joining us today. And so before starting the episode, I have a small introduction video about our guest, Mr. Girish, and also Mr. Vinay. I'm happy to play the video. So let me share the video of Mr. Girish and Mr. Vinay. Thank you. So I believe the video introduction would have been good to see, and I'll welcome Mr. Girish and Mr. Vinay for the episode. Thank you so much, Mr. Girish, for joining us today. And I welcome you. Pleasure, sir. So I welcome all members and visitors for the episode. Without taking much time, I hand over the session to Mr. Vinay for a panel discussion with Mr. Girish. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and welcome all. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Mr. Girish, there will be approximately 7 questions, and some more questions come in between just for any clarifications. And you have 24 minutes to speak. So let us keep every answer for 2 to 3 minutes. And the last question you can keep more time, because that will be means more of your suggestions to the our audience. So my first question is.
Yeah, pleasure, Vinay. So it would be pleasure in answering your questions again.
Thank you very much. So first question is that Warren Buffett, he says that first you save and then you spend, rather than spending first and then paying loans. So your views on that?
Yeah. So again, this was a famous quote, and many times we have come across this quote. But if you go through this quote very deeply, again, you get a strong message that why it has been said that first you need to save and then spend. if I look at the lifespan of an individual, so normally what happened, there is a gap between birth to death again, right? So we born and we have some expiry date, but we don't know what is that expiry date. In this due course, assuming that if a person has started his career in the age of 25, say example 25, and probably his working period would be near about 55, again 55 or 60 in the current situation. Considering the environment and all those things, people are able to work physically fit. It turns out to be in anywhere between 50s. So, but the living period, as per the survey, it says that a person is going to live long, and that's on the medical undergrounds, because we have a lot of advancement in the medical treatments and all those things. So the death has been prolonged. Again, you can push your death again, but provided you need to have enough money to spend on the medical side. So if I take 25 to 50, 25 years of working period, but your spending period is near about till you're 75. If I take age of 75, so it's double the period. So during your earning period, you have some commitments and a lot of priorities are there. But at the same time, when your income stops, still your need and wants continues. So in that way, if you are not saving before the spending, so the period which you are not going to earn, but still your expenses going to continue, then there would be a problem. So that's where again, saving should be always your first priority, because you have more time to live, but less time to work.
Okay, so you also agree to it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, the second question is, loan is a cancer. Do you agree or disagree? First, let me explain what is cancer. Cancer is nothing but uncontrolled growth of tissues. So likewise, for loans also, it is called that it is a cancer. So what is your views on it, being a financial?
Yes, I would be take a neutral phase, and when I will agree that it is a cancer, and when I will disagree that it's not a cancer again. So when it comes to agree part, when your loan, whatever loan you are taking, it is on the want side, again, not on the need side. Probably it could be your luxurious need, and you pile up with your EMI burdens, then your life will go miserable. Again, if you don't manage it, then it will act like your cancer, and in no matter's time, you will get into a critical stage. But other side, I will disagree that loan could not be a cancer for you. Again, when you know how well you have to utilize for your various goals. For example, if you take an education loan, and I would suggest that I would recommend most of the professional, if you are planning for higher studies, go for education loan. So that will leverage your time and money, and the affordability and the flexibility which you are going to have, and you can reap the benefits in a longer term. And the second thing is that, and if you want to buy a home, again, probably loan would be the best option, because you are getting the least rate of EMI rate of interest, and probably again you also get an additional tax advantage if you are working in any corporates, or so a lot of tax benefits are there. So at one side, if you plan it properly, it could serve your purpose of your life. But other side, if you are not handling it in a proper way, it could be as threat as like your cancer.
Okay, thank you very much. So third question is, there is a particular way. So there is a means some youngsters, especially, they say that this is our age to enjoy the life and spend money. So so that is better to borrow from the bank now and pay it later. So your views on it. So means we should first save and then spend, or you can borrow and then keep on repaying the loans.
Okay, so recently I did a workshop for one of the top corporate companies, and most of the youngsters, they come up with these questions again, who have seen the future, because life is full of uncertainty, and after COVID, and everyone knows that life is not going to be normal, and we don't know what it deserves in our door in the coming time. So they always want that let's enjoy today, and why we wait for the future. But at the same time, if I coin down, the question is that again, the moment you spend on your wants, again, if you overspend on your wants, there would be a time you need to compromise with your needs. So again, if you don't balance in your needs and wants, and now let me give you a brief outline, what is your need and what is your want. And a mobile phone is a need again, because in this fast moving world, communication, reaching to a person, it's a best tool and it's a need for everyone. But at the same time, having only a smartphone or kind of an Apple phone which costs you 1 lakh by taking EMI, then that comes your want side. So again, if you get into that zone, then again you will get into a trap of various things, and you need to, at certain point of time, you need to sacrifice your needs as well. That means you should sell down your needs as well.
Okay, thank you very much. So how much money should be spent on kids' education?
Okay. So again, on the kids' education, there is no certain, as per as a financial planner, we say that the how much money you need to spend that, rather than I will focusing on money, the quality of value system you need to give it to your kids' education. Again, it's not quantified by any numbers of all those things. Again, if you train them in a well value system, well environment, and give them the basic kind of education, then they have the immense pleasure, there is immense possibilities again to scale up again. So we don't quantify as a parent, we say that you give the basic education up to graduation, the parents has to take care of them. So whatever the area of interests are there, but more than that, their ability to grow from there, it's again that is where as a parents or as a well-wisher we need to focus on that. It's not giving them everything in ready-made kind of thing, then they become like a spoon feeding kids again, then they won't able to maintain the wealth which they are going to create over a long period of time. Rather than give them the good value system and get them the basic education, and from there they should be capable enough to move forward. That is what we as a financial planner recommend to our clients.
You suggested that we should take education loan. So education loans actually are the most costliest loans. If you go for a home loan, you can get for 7%, 8%, 9%. But if you go for a education loan, it goes up to 14, 15%.
Okay. So again, there is a two variant of it. Again, luckily this morning, one of our client who is working in big four firms, and he also has just now her son has completed is going to complete 12th standard, and he has a plan to send him abroad for a higher study. And the same question has come whether to go for a loan, education loan, because it costs a little bit more, or fund it from our own reserves. See, the idea behind there is a two angle of it. If you don't have a fund, again, you need to go for an education loan. Again, there is no other option, because that has to be met through the funding of the bank or any institutions. If you have a fund, then again, it is a self question you need to ask yourself. Do you want to give all the comfort zone to your kid, or you want to put a hook on your son that, okay, hey, we can get you the loan, but you need to pay it once you complete your education. So a kind of accountability and a responsibility of repaying the loan, that helps the kids in getting him the right direction. Otherwise, if you provide them all sort of facilities, so the question comes whether he will live up to the standard of what you have set expectations.
Very good suggestion that even if we have our own funds, in the beginning itself, we should tell our kids that, okay, I'm spending, but this is a loan on you.
Yes, that would be right, because see, they from the start itself, they have that sense of responsibility and accountability to ensure that, okay, they have to repay it. Then it comes, the return calculations are all secondary things. That's more important.
Okay. So how do you define a rich, a middle class, and poor? Because
Okay.
as per Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Poor Dad, in that he has defined that a rich man is a person who spends, whose expenditures are less than 50% of his earnings, and a middle class person is whose income and whose expenditure are equal or more than 50% of his earning, and poor person is the person who spends more than he earns. But I want your views on it, and any other data and any other experience you have.
Surely. So I will give answer to this questions on a two frame. Again, two ways of it. The one way, how we as a planner, when we interact with the client, for us, the richness is not the bank balance sheet, okay, or a balance sheet in terms of how much wealth they have. we give them a formula that again the richness comes into a formula of T plus M plus H. So that means what it stands for. So R is equal to, that is richness is equal to, you should have time. First of all, no matter you have the whole world's wealth, but you don't have a time to spend on it, you are on deathbed and you have whole lot of assets and net worth, then there is no point of, you are not at all rich, you are the poorest person in the world. The second thing that now you have a time, but at the same time, you need to have also health in the place to enjoy that wealth in the process. And then it comes to the money factor again. So time plus money plus health. When this three combination should be there. If any one is not there, then for us, you are the poorest person in the globe. So this is one aspect of it. And second thing is that on the version app, that keep your needs to the lowest. That is your needs. Keep your needs to the lowest, then you are the richest person in the world, because you can survive any phases of life. If your lifestyle needs are higher than your basic, then you will always be threatened by your environment. So keep your needs to the basics. Don't get attracted to the materialistic need. Then your life would be an amazing thing, and you will enjoy whatever way you want to enjoy it. So that
I remember to keep your keep your requirements to the minimum. So keep your needs to the minimum. For this, I remembered one doha in Hindi. That is, चाह गई चिंता मिटी मनवा बेपरवाह जाको कुछ ना चाहिए ते साहन के साह.
Very well.
चाह गई means your चाह means your wants, your needs are gone. So चिंता मिटी, then your worries are also gone. Manwa beparwa, then you will be free from every worries.
Yeah.
So Jako kuch na chahiye, the person who doesn't want anything is king of kings. So yes, I agree that keep your needs to the minimum. Thank you very much. So now, how much money one should spend on buying a car, and should we buy a car, or a car in an asset or a liability?
So after answering to this question, most of I would be a villain for most of you again, and the other side because my job is to give you on the right angle of it. So setting the context of it now, why you need to buy a car? Is it to get name and fame or a social status quo, or you have a urgent need to it, which will help you to live your life to the flexibility, and as well as it solves certain problem again. So again, if I want to put it into, if I'm a working employee and I know that to reach to my destination, my work environment, and every day I need to travel, and taking a car will solve my purpose, reduce my time in transporting, and that could yield my professional growth faster, then there is no question, go for a car. But other side, you are taking a car because your in-laws are saying that you are working in a big corporate, but you are not having a car. So if that is the thing, then I would strongly say that that will somehow, whether you have a car or not. Now, assuming that if you are going with their words, in-laws say that you don't have a car, now you will buy a car. So slowly you will end up buying a car. Now you will buy a, say, example, 5 to 6 lakhs of worth car. The moment you buy, they will say that, oh, this is what the car, you should have a luxury car. Then you will go into the next level of it. And even if you buy a luxurious car and then you get into a trap, assuming that your financial things goes in a different shape, and you are getting into EMI trap, and you are getting into a distressed life, then the same people will say that he doesn't know how to use his money in a well way. So people around you will give you a lot of things, but the decision what you are going to take, buying a car or not, it should solve certain problem. Again, it should not be just for a meant of showing or showing off the world. So that would be my suggestions. Again, the cost, and compare the cost. So again, if you are trading off, say example, 4 to 5 lakh, and that saves your time and that can help you to professional growth, then you can take that call. If not,
also, because you said that health is also wealth. So if your car is for your comfort and it saves your time, and you can spend for some health, then also it is good.
And there is alternative. Again, if the purpose is to have a car nowadays, again, in the fast moving world, you need not to own car. There are a lot of models, hybrid models are there. you can get a lease on the car again with the driver and all those things. So you can compare various permutation and combination in terms of your cash flow again, because buying a car and maintaining them, all those things, it takes a lot of things. But other side, you want a car, you can lease it out where you get a ready-made driver who will pick you from your place and drop you, and on a monthly basis you need to pay. So you can compare the cost of capital you are deploying on your car, and then after 2 years it is depreciating to 60%, and again you need to getting into a revaluations, all those traps. Better you want to have a car. So there are various mode of having car: owning a car, leasing a car, or taking like a Uber and Ola. If all this combination works, whichever suits best, go for it.
Okay, now it's your time. So your suggestions and means how you will suggest, and your experience you want to share. Any anecdotes, any incidents you want to share with us? Please.
See, again, no matter you are a professional or you are running a business or whatever frame of it, because many times where a person, out of my 13 years of experience, where people go wrong again, people think that planning is not required, or planning is required, or a finance planning. So finance planning is nothing but taking control of your money and life. That's what we say. That it is not that always thinking about investing or all. It's taking control of it. Because if you don't take control of your money and life, then money and life will take control of you, and that will take you into a different direction. So at least spend on a monthly wise, at least devote some, at least 5% of time to your money and life. That is thinking about that, where it's going, whether you are properly managing it or not. At least 5% of time. 5% is nothing but if I divide by 24 hours again into 8 hours, 8 hours working hours, right? 8 hours into 30. So 80 plus 240 hours, in that 5%, that is 5 to 6 hours. Spend on that and develop yourself in understanding the personal finance subject, because one of the greatest drawback in our entire education system is that we were never taught about personal finance, money management. Again, either we learn from our bad experience. 90% of people learn from the bad experience, because we fall, we do certain mistakes, and then we learn that, okay, these are the things we should not do it, and these are the things we need to avoid it. But many times, getting into that phase, you are losing a lot of time. So your time is entirely got over. So, but other side, if you start developing yourself and learning things, that how you can make your finance better and linking it to your life. See, you are earning money. What is the whole purpose to it? Give a purpose to your money. That means probably you are earning money that you want to achieve certain goals in future. So link your money and life, and at least give some time to know that where it's going. So I will put it into Hindi words. अगर आपको दशा बदलनी है, तो अपनी दिशा बदलो. So dasha is nothing but we say that it is a good time and a bad time and all those things. So if you want to change the directions from your bad time to good time, then change your directions. And the directions come when you know what's happening and where you are going. So that would be my answer. So अगर दशा बदलनी है तो दिशा बदलो. That's it.
दशा बदलनी है तो दिशा बदलो. If you want to change your position, then change your directions first.
That's it. And that direction on a personal finance note, see that where your money goes, how it's moving, which direction it's going. Educate yourself. If you are not clear about it, take help of professional. Take help of a lot of books are there. I think books are good resources so that you can develop. So there are a lot of ways you can enhance your skills. Because the gap which is in the education system, we have not been taught about personal finance. You can fill that gap through other modes, either having a personal coach, either having some professionals aligned with you, so that you can develop yourself.
Okay, we'd love to hear any anecdote or any incident where you have helped someone, suggested good financial planning or something, and and that was a successful story.
Yeah, so I will just this is the story of a person, Mr. Ravi, and at my initial stages of practices, I had a dilemma, because people around when I started this journey in this profession. So since I was young at that point of time, and lot of people's lot of rejections. Again, I would put it as a rejection because advice should come from a person who's white haired. So it has never been entertained of getting advice from a young guy and all those things. So nothing wrong in that, but I have learned in the process. So what was my learning is that people always say that, okay, to grow enough, we need to have enough wealth in place. अगर पैसा ज्यादा है तभी तो हम उसके बारे में सब सोच सकते हैं. जब when I don't have enough resources, how would I think about planning and all those things? And this case study proves that it's not about how much money you have. It's all about how well you plan. So this person was working in a company as a front desk officer in a transport company. And when I met first time him, when I did a basic plan, his entire income and expenses was into negative. That is, his cash flow is going into negative. That means his expenses was 11,000 rupees per month, but income was just 9,000 rupees. And now the question comes, when this is the scenario, what kind of planning will help? And the same situation goes around, but I moved forward and I asked them that, okay, this is your current situation, but let's understand that what is your purpose of your life. Then we figure out, we drafted, he has given some short-term, mid-term and long-term goals. And when we did this exercise, we have come into a conclusion that if you want to come out from this today's position and you want to achieve your short-term, mid-term and long-term goals, you should earn at least 22,000 rupees. So before that, he was unaware about this number, but he's always worried about that. Ki aage jana hai to kaise jana hai? So if I want to move forward, how I can move forward? But now he got the clear picture, so that he needs to earn at least 22,000 to survive his lifestyle without compromising anything. And at the same time, whatever his short-term and mid-term and long-term goal has, which is basic goals, he had it. So to achieve that, he should start earning 22,000. But at that point of time, since his cash flow was in negative, so we couldn't implement anything. So the conversation stopped, and somehow our conversations paused for almost 3 to 4 months. And after 4 months, suddenly I get a call. I lost the hope because that was my initial state. And I also came into that trap of that, okay, we need to have money to plan certain things. But that also proved me wrong about the myth, which we all have it. Then suddenly after 4 months, he has given me a call and he has said that, hey, congratulations, thanks for your advice. And right now I am into a different position. Then I digged it further. I said that what changes has happened. He said that I have saved near about 3 sovereigns. 3 sovereigns, 1 sovereign is 8 grams, 8 into 3, 24 grams of gold for his daughter's wedding within a span of 4 months. I said that what so differently you did it? He said that I left my job. I started my own business as a transport consultant, that is agent. And he started earning 18,500 rupees in a just matter of 3 months. So now the question comes, did I made anything? No, 95% work is done by him. Only 5% I triggered that. What I triggered that? Probably not even 5%, probably 1 or 2%. I triggered that how much money he should have to reach his destination. The moment I triggered it, he know what to do. He know that what are the steps he needs to take in his professional career that can lead him towards his goal. And within 4 months, he could save 24 grams of gold. It's not easy. And also he started earning 18,500 and that is where it proved me wrong. At that point of time, I also admit that jiske paas paisa hai, wohi plan kar sakta hai. But he proved me wrong. And there onwards, his journey has moved it. And in just matter of 2.5 years, he has constructed a own house. And all this started, everything just started with a paper, writing down his goals, knowing that where he want to go, currently where he is now, and to reach to his destination, what are the to-do activities he need to do so that he can work towards his directions, that is work towards his destination.
It is very nice to have a person like you, because generally a person would have advised him to cut down his expenses, but you very rightly suggested him to increase his income, and very rarely people suggest that, and that's very nice of you. Now now we'll hand over the baton to the next event.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much, Vinay, Mishra. That was awesome. And thanks for your questions. And thanks very much, Girish Khandelwal, for joining us in today on this very unique topic, which has been talking about the bridge between the life and money, which is very, very necessary for people as well. It's not just about materialistic life. It is more about how life with the purpose is what you're saying. I really liked the two quotes which you shared. It is not how much money I have only that I can invest. It is about whatever I have, can I invest?
Yeah.
So it is not that I need to reach here and then only I should invest. I need to earn more, then only I invest. No, at least even whatever I have, can I invest? And that is where you're talking about the mindset of investing. I very relevantly said, I really like that one which you shared, Girish. It's awesome. Thanks very much for that wonderful and powerful words. And one more you also said, which I really liked, where in fact Vinay Mishra was sharing across. You said that is money managing us, or are we managing money? Correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you just brief and elaborate on that? How will money manage us so that we'll have more clarity for others as well?
Okay, see, again, it's just a thin line of margin where you are understanding. If you are not taking control of your money, so money will rule you. Again, so probably money will come and go out. Now, only thing is that whether it's going into your expenses basket or whether it's going into a right direction of investment that is going to help you in terms of growing and all those things. Because money anyhow is going to go out. Money is not going to stay with you. So now the question is that whether this money is going taking you into trap, or it's creating you another way of that can, or a bridge, or it's becoming a bridge between your current position to your directions.
Awesome. So that's true. In fact, money, either we have more or less. Money should not control us, because I'm in need of money. I may start doing every work what I get. That is also money is controlling me. In other words, and that's what I'm saying, right? So good one. Or if I have too much of money, also I don't know where to invest, or I keep spending. So good. So money should not control. We should control the money. Excellently shared, Girish. Thanks very much for doing it. So great. So all the members and visitors, now is the quiz time. So Girish, we have every week when an episode happens, we have a quiz. And the quiz is based on what all you have discussed, is where we ask the quiz by our quiz leader who asks. So this week we have Mr. Nagaraju from Tirumala Milk Products, who is the branch head at Vizag, and he's our quiz leader for the day. So Nagaraju, based on the question, whichever question, what all discussion you've been listening, go ahead, you can ask the question. All the people over here, the members and visitors, make a note of the question and answer those questions. And there we have a surprise gift coming for your respective quiz winner. Over to you, Nagaraju.
Hi, sir. Good evening, and thank you very much to everyone. And good evening, Girish, sir. And you have given beautiful suggestions and beautiful insights to each and everyone who are having me here. And my question is, what is the formula of richness?
Okay, this is a question for all. It's a quiz question. All people have started typing the answers. Nagaraju on the mobile, you should have started seeing now.
Everyone is waiting. They have a fingers on the keyboard.
People thought that this is the question you're going to ask. So
actually, Girish are given.
Richness is equal to time plus money plus health. Then T is equal to. What is the question, so that you can understand who is the right one?
Yeah, what is the richness? What is the formula of richness? The first person, just wait, sir, I will look to this.
Time plus money plus
health.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Dr. Vasanthi. Vasanthi is the.
Okay, Vasanthi Jason. Wow, that's good. Congratulations, Dr. Vasanthi. So congrats for winning this, being a quiz winner. So all the members, please feel free to type in congrats, Vasanthi, for typing in exactly what Mr. Girish has told about the formula for the richness. So you will be getting, in fact, last time I believe you already received the Mask Leadership 360-degree assessment. So this time you are getting a 500 rupees Amazon voucher. Vasanthi, it's a 500 rupees Amazon voucher as complimentary for you. Congratulations, Vasanthi, for doing it so excellent and awesomely answer. So thanks, Nagaraju, for sharing those awesome quiz question also to awaken all the people as well. Good.
Thank you very much.
Question to ask Girish. Can I now?
Yeah, then that's the time you're going to ask. So may I know who's speaking so that we'll be given opportunity one by one.
It's Vasanthi. It's Vasanthi.
Oh, Dr. Vasanthi. Oh, hi, Vasanthi.
Hi,
Yes,
hi,
Vasanthi, you will have now. Just give me a moment.
Yeah.
I'll just invite you again. So members and visitors, now is where Dr. Vasanthi itself has really shared the answer correctly. And now that we're moving to the next set, now is where the open question starts. So all the members and visitors who wish to ask any questions to Mr. Girish, who is our guest of honor today, feel free to ask. The two ways of asking. Number one, either raise your hand and we give an option to unmute you and then you can ask a question, or kindly type your answer or question in the chat box and we take your question on your behalf and we ask Mr. Girish Khandelwal. So now that our quiz winner is Vasanthi, Dr. Vasanthi wants to ask a question. So please go ahead, Vasanthi, for your question with Mr. Girish. Yes.
Hi, Girish.
Yeah.
Good evening,
Hi,
Girish.
Vasanthi.
Yeah. It was a very interesting, talk we had. And you touched on a very important topic, actually, the money, which is very essential nowadays. And the one point you spoke was very interesting for me. You spoke about personal finance and how we have to handle our children also. And that was very interesting. Usually whenever financial people talk, they talk in terms of ratios, money, equity, shares, everything, all those. When I came to the session, I thought, because I'm not a very accounts person, I thought it will be more of dividend and all that, but you took it in a very different line and it was very interesting. But coming to the main aspect, I would like to ask whether how do we put our present money into a ratio? That is, how much do we divide the money, the incoming money we have, that is our income, into how do we divide it in the correct ratio? How do we put it in the correct ratio as to where we get the correct profit also?
Okay. See, okay. So fine. Thanks for these questions again. Many of us have these questions. Okay. So actually, where I want to put my money again, where I get more profits or where I can get maximum return. So to answer these questions, I will give you a strategy to it so that for you it will be easy to implement. So we call it as a 3-bucket strategy. So 3-bucket strategy, divide your entire journey of your life into 3 buckets: short term, mid term, and long term. So short term is anything less than 3 years. Mid term is anything between greater than 3 to 7 years, and long term is anything greater than 7 years. So when you divide into 3 baskets and put all your goals into 3 respective baskets and goals, whatever your life goals are there, your milestones are there. Then based upon that time duration, which are the instrument can fit into that basket based upon that duration and which are the instrument can be suggestible. Then you can take a call. So which are the good instruments? For example, okay, let me ask a question, a reverse question. It is not question to the room. So how many of you believe that real estate is a good option of investment? How many of you are fond of real estate investment? Just type me in the chat box. Real estate.
Real estate.
Yeah,
Real
land,
estate.
land, purchasing a land or
Flat
or anything.
investment. Okay.
How many of you interested? I am just talking. How many of you are fond of? Again, they love owning a piece of land. Okay, Prakash said me. So, right? Okay, Arul. Like, okay, so most of you said that. Okay, everyone, you have agreed that real estate is your favorite thing. Now let me give a twist to this question. So now I have a money and I want it back after 2 years for my son's education. Now tell me, is it real estate is a good option? The people, those who said that it's their favorite. Now I'm asking question back to them. So what happened? No instrument is good or bad unless we dig it and understand that what is purpose to it. Is it short term? Is it mid term? Or is it long term? If you get that clarity, then most of the answer would be, or most of your clarity in selecting the instrument would be very clear. I hope so, Vasanthi, I have answered your question.
Okay, thank you, because I'm more of a spender than a saver. So,
But I have answered your question.
yeah. Thank you. I could understand. But this comes in, this will not bring us the revenue, right? In 2 years, the real estate will not bring us revenue in 2 years.
Yes, it won't bring you a revenue 2 years because it has a risk, liquidity risk,
Yeah.
fixed cost. So,
Okay.
so the decision is that now you should not select the real estate. The people, I said that real estate
Okay.
is a good option, but when it comes to short term, it's not fit.
Then what is the other alternative?
Okay. Now other alternatives again, you need to ask what are the other options available. Now, when you take a broader aspect, for a short-term basis, anything, for example, if you want to keep your contingency fund, which is less than 3 years, 6 months of your expenses or 1 year, put it into any kind of a liquid fund or a cash or bank account or a savings account. You have a 2 to 3 years of time frame. Hold some gold portion to it, because 2 to 3 years is a good frame to hold some percentage in the gold, because it doesn't give that much of volatility. Keep some monies in bonds. Bonds gives you good return, again on a safer side, because again it has a good safety in place if you select the public sector bonds. So then again, see everything, see the question lies is that what is the purpose to it? You need to do a reverse engineering. So rather than asking questions that, okay, what are the best options, rather than we need to find that, okay, what is my purpose to it? Is it short term or mid term? And which are the instruments which fit into that basket? Now, you know that real estate would be a good option. Now, for which basket the real estate would be a good option? Now, question to the room.
Long term.
Mid term, long term.
Long term is where I feel.
Long term.
Everyone become as an expert. No need a financial planner. So that's the clarity. When you know what is the purpose to your goal, most of your queries would be resolved, and you will get a proper direction.
Thank you, Girish. Thank you so much.
Some more questions are there in the chat box.
Yes, more questions are coming
Mr.
up. Thanks, Dr.
Anil
Vasanthi.
Goswami.
Yes.
Mr. Anil Goswami has asked, as a retired person, should we go for a new car purchase even if running is very less during month?
Okay, this is the question of Mr. Anil Goswami, right?
Yes.
So for a retired person, whether going for a car is a good option or not, right? That's the question, right?
Yeah.
So you can unmute yourself, sir. If you want to add it up, anything you can unmute. Yeah.
Can I come, sir?
Yeah, please, sir.
You see, I am a retired person. My age is 73. I have already bought a new car this month and planning to buy another car for my wife. She's 66. She's not working. She's a housewife, but she's very agile and very fond of car, because two of us, our cars are 15-year-old and we are replacing our cars.
Okay.
My Honda, I have already bought Venue, and my wife is a Swift car. She's going to change it. The reason is I want to de-accumulate now whatever I have accumulated in my life. So now it is a stage to de-accumulate, to spend the money. I am a good pensioner. My pension is around this thing. So now we don't have expenses for education. We don't have expenses for children, anything for marriages. Only we two of us has to spend on ourselves. Yeah. This is what I am doing now. So we go 2 times to abroad also, or a national tour also, because I plan in a very systematic way during my youth, and still, so if I live for 20 years, so that way I am planning. Thank you.
So your question is that yes, answer to it that yeah, you can buy a car. Simple answers to it, because the purpose is that not having a balance sheet, it should solve your purposes. You have seen all your life, your commitment is over. So now you want to again de-accumulate it. Use for your purpose, whatever your.
It's only 5 kilometers per day, not more than that. I go to club, come back, go to club.
It's okay. It's okay.
Next question.
No calculation is required. No mathematics is required.
Okay, next question by Mr. Sandeep Kulkarni. At fag end of career of 55 plus age with family commitments for next 10-15 years, should go for life or pension policy. Also, single premium or quarterly premium for next 10 to 15 years.
So you are okay. If you are 55 plus and family commitment is for next 10 to 15 years, should you go for a life or a pension policies? Again, see again, this all kind of words like called it as a pension policy or a life policy. These are all technical terms. Again, for your understanding purpose, what is it? You want a regular cash flow, right? So you are at 55 and you have some periods left to work, and after that you have a lot period to live. Again, now the purpose is simple. Again, you need to look at two. One is that your money should beat your inflation to maintain your life cost. That means your money should work faster than the inflation, because your money is devaluing year on year. So the first indicator you need to look is that whether whatever instrument you are selecting, whether it is beating inflation or not. The second thing is that how much time you have to accumulate your money and how much you have for distribution. Have the number in place. For that, your calculation is required. So whatever your today's cost is there, say example, today your house expenses, say example, your commitment is 50,000, and after 10 years of time, that's going to be somewhere near about 90,000 odd. So 90,000 regular cash flow, how much corpus should be there so that you can live your rest of life at an inflated value. So in 10 years, you need to accumulate, for example, 90 lakhs. If you have 90 lakhs, if that works at 9%, 10% return, that will generate you 9 lakhs, fair calculation. So that means in 10 years, you need to accumulate 90 lakhs. So divided by number of years, number of months, then the compounding effect. So this is a simple max. So again, for you, it might be complicating. So putting into things, monitor your indicator. Your money should work faster than the inflation. That's it. The more, the faster is that your money is working for you. You are not chasing money. So that's the prime indicator. And then meet your track that whether it is meeting your requirement or not.
I rather went for a pension policy with rather than paying a single premium, because if you are surviving, you have to pay the premium. So I felt maybe giving a quarterly premium is a better option than giving one lump sum premium and continue with that. But I have to commit to pay the premium for 10 years.
10 years.
So at that time, I may not be working.
Yes.
But you have to have sufficient funds so that you are able to pay the premium.
Yeah, premium.
The idea was something
and
like
the same thing is that it should work for you. Say example, today you are saving, say example, and after 10, 15 years, if it gives you just 50,000, after 10 years, 50,000 would not be sufficient. Again, it would be probably your 20% of your commitment. So you need to do all those mathematical calculation and then.
Yeah, but unfortunately, like typical central or state government, where the pension is linked to DA, it is not the same with the private insurance company. Whatever is the pension they have given for your lifetime till the age of 100 or whatever, it will remain same. So the value, rupee value depreciating, and with inflation rising, obviously the value will not be same after another 20 years, 30 years. So, I mean, it's a very difficult calculation.
Yes.
But something is better than nothing. That is the way
point is simple. See that your money is working faster than the inflation. Whatever instrument you said that whatever pension plan is that, decode it, how much return it is generating for you on an annualized basis, whether that suffices or beating the inflation or not. If it is not at all beating the inflation, ruled out. Then look for some.
Yeah, it's a guaranteed 9.5%. So I thought.
Sorry to interrupt here, but Sandeep, it's a good question. However, maybe this will lead us to more to products part of it, rather than on the overall on a session of leadership, which you've been discussing about money and time. So my suggestion is maybe this question, can we take it offline? Maybe definitely we'll be able to connect with Mr. Girish. And Girish, that will be adding more value if you can really interact with Mr. Sandeep Kulkarni and same. Is that okay, Mr. Sandeep? Is that okay?
Yeah, I will connect with him on LinkedIn. And then
yes, definitely. Please feel free. I'll add more value so it goes always more to products. But thanks for very much for asking that question, Sandeep. Adds more value on same. Good one. And we also have one more question, Girish, if I believe it's time permits, can we take one more question from Mr. Devarayan?
Yes, Prakash.
Yeah, Mr. Devarayan, please go ahead with your question. I believe you raised your hand.
Yeah. Good evening, Girish, and good evening, Prakash. Thanks for inviting me to ask a question. I just thought, I was just looking at the time, it's 7:20. I just don't want to prolong the meeting more than the scheduled time. Okay, quickly, Girish, you were speaking about the personal finance, and that too, we have to educate to the kids and all this stuff, right? that just reminds me, I am in a school panel. I was a member of the managing committee in a school. I was just talking during our last general body meeting about the personal finance education to the kids. But I just wanted to ask you, like, what would be the right age to start with? Because, there should be some age group wherein we can start inculcating this finance related inputs. So what would be the right age group to inculcate this personal finance, and what would be the things which we can inculcate?
Okay, see, the moment the child crosses the age of 6, scientifically it's that the moment the child crosses 6, they have ability to think, the ability to understand certain things. That is where the learning starts. So if I want to give you a fair example to it, probably all of people over here, probably you would have remembered that when in your childhood, your parents or somewhere, they used to give money and you go and run and put it into a piggy bank, right? Somewhere. Yep. So today you understand the importance of putting something, setting aside something money, but where this learning has come from you, from your childhood. So, but as we are moving to nuclear family, and as we are both husband and wife, both are working, and we are getting into a most kind of sophisticated environment, we forget those value systems. So the idea point is that give small tasks. It's not that going and talking about to a 6 years, 7 years kids about inflation and all those things, they won't understand. But create a habit that can move, give them the direction toward understanding the basics. So that is after 6, you can start giving some kind of financial value systems. Again, probably a savings or a habit, or probably give them the same question. One of my clients, I asked them that how I inculcate this habit to my kid. Again, I said that okay, give a piggy bank and ask him to whatever money you are giving. Say example, while giving 1 rupee coin, 2 rupee coin, just that the moment that after a week you add 1 rupee. The moment you save for 7 days, you will add 1 rupee. So they will ask why 1 rupee add. It's a bonus for you. If you create this habit of continuous saving, that you will get extra rewards. So somewhere you are giving in their mind, or you are triggering their mind that okay, if we save something, there is some rewards are there. So so you need to decode certain activities based upon the level of the age of the kids or your children.
Okay, so maybe I just infer that the savings, maybe right from the age of 6, like you can start the savings mindset, right? Like piggy bank is nothing but you are saving. But okay, so I was talking about a lot of the investment plans and all this stuff, right? Like maybe as days goes by, we can keep on adding one by one.
One by one. So the moment they earn, say example, they become 12, again the 12 years or 13 years, take along them to the bank, ask them to fill the form, ask them to give small task of depositing money, so they will understand how the bank operates. What is that? They will ask questions. See, the most of we are in adult learning model. Adult learning model, it is that the moment they experience certain things, they will see you how you are doing, and they will ask questions. So get into that mood. So the more the question they ask, for you it would be easy to educate them.
And that definitely will do.
The next gen kid are very smarter. If you give a theoretical thing, they will not go with you. They want practical. So take along with them. They will ask a lot of questions. You need to have a patient to answer the questions. That's it.
Yeah, true, Girish. Thank you. Thanks, Girish. Thanks, Prakash.
Thank you very much, Devara, for asking that question. So almost we're coming to an end of this episode. So any more questions? I believe it's already time. So time for us to complete. And it's an awesome episode, Girish. In fact, people have given more and more insights about what actually as leaders also which we need to do. Maybe one side will be strong as leaders in terms of managing teams, but it's very necessary as managing money also plays a very important role. And how are we managing both life and money, and what's the bridge we need to gap? And there's some key insights which has been shared and then which is given an enlightening to us. So thanks very much for doing it. So Girish, and thanks for taking a wonderful time in your busy schedules to come here for the Leaders Connect 360 as well. So like every week after week, we also share about, before sharing the next week's leader and summary session, I would request all the members and visitors who are here, every 3 months once, we also conduct an offline networking meet. So I would like to request you to share the slide. So this month we have the offline networking meet at Chennai, which is happening the coming Saturday, which is at the Taj Clubhouse, which is in the morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Please feel free to join us for the respective offline networking meet, where all the people, all the panel discussion leaders are like how Mr. Vinay had joined, guest of honor, how like Mr. Girish has joined, and most of our members and who have been coming regularly and the visitors, they all come a part of this particular networking meet and we'll be able to interact with them directly. And it's a great opportunity to meet. So for all the other members and visitors, please do join us on 12th of November. That is this Saturday, upcoming Saturday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. at Taj Clubhouse in Chennai. Next month, we have it in Bangalore, which is on December 10th. So maybe shortly we'll be able to receive all our updates on the same in the group. So that's it for now. And then I would request Mr. Sendil to do a quick summary of the program. And then we share it, the vote of thanks for the Girish Khandelwal and introduce the next week leader. So before that, a quick summary, Mr. Sendil, from your side. I would love to hear the quick summary of what are the key learnings from the program of Mr. Girish.
Yeah. Thank you. Opportunity to. Yeah, I hope I am loud and audible, right?
Yes, now you're audible, Sendil. Please proceed.
Yeah, thank you very much, Prakash, to give me this opportunity and really deeply immersed with the resonating message of Girish with Vinay on this finance. And finance is one of the core topic which is really a need of an hour. And for the interest of time, I would like take this role to give up a 10 points summary what I have noted on from my end.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so first we started with saving or spending. So then we came up with the conclusion saying that save first and spend second. And second is when it comes to the loan as a cancer part, it was very clearly articulated by Girish saying that loan will help us to leverage the affordability as well as urge us to make person more accountable as well as to repay in long term. So now coming to the education loan, it is just striking a balance because Vinay was mentioning about the education loan was a bit expensive. Then Girish gave a very clear message saying that the basic education need to be fulfilled as a part of parents' side. And when it comes to higher education or post-education, it should be a cautious call on the student so that he gets committed and takes the ownership and accountability to repay the loan. The next one is coming to the bridge between the life and money. We came up with the equation R is equal to T plus M plus H, and which everyone knows, and because this was very clearly answered in today's quiz. Coming to the next one, keep our needs always to the lowest and minimum, because the person who doesn't want is a king of king. This was one of the very good punching message. Next is coming to the owning a car. It was very clearly illustrated from Girish saying that it need to be justified with a thorough analysis. And in case if it is a status quo, then we need to take a double cautious call on this. Coming to the financial planning, it was very clearly mentioned that we at initials to begin our saving plan, we need to ensure that we take control on money and life. Else, over a period of time when we have no time for our earning, so it would be that a cautious way where money can take control of our life when you get older, because the spending gets more and your earnings becomes less. So if you want to change your position, change the direction. And next is it is not how much money you have, all is about how well you plan for your future, which really drives and takes you to the next level. And next, coming to the next part is money invested should always work faster than the inflation. This was one of the very key and important takeaway which I take from this 1 hour session. Was really beneficial and useful to everyone. Thank you very much for listening to this summary role. And thank you very much. And we will soon meet you in the coming Saturday Leader Network Forum.
Yes, true. Thanks very much for that. Doing that. Yeah. Thanks, awesome, Khandil. It's an awesome summary. The key pointers are very nicely narrated and then shared. So thanks all. So maybe Girish, is an awesome episode, Girish. So let me extend the word of thanks on behalf of all from the community of Leaders Connect 360. So definitely let me share this quickly, but before I share the word of thanks, and let me also share the purpose of the community first, and then I will thank. And I would also like to introduce the next week's leader. Before that, we share this. So Leaders Connect 360 is a hybrid model leadership community where every week on Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. we invite a top management leader from a reputed corporate company to share the solutions for the real-time leadership challenges, like how we have seen Mr. Girish Khandelwal today. So on this regard, so that's when we call it as more impactful. That means a lot of leaders come and join us. That's when we call it as leaders are creating more leaders. So now I'm happy to share the next week's leader for us, who is Miss Vinita Ramtri, who is the APAC COO at Delta Capita from Singapore. So she's actually going to speak about on the topic called hectic to happiness, on a very, very important topic, hectic to happiness. So today's topic, if you could really say that people may think that money may bring in happiness, but that's when, in fact, Girish had shared, it's just not that money is not going to bring in happiness. There's much more which brings us happiness, more within ourselves which brings happiness. So how do we really go about from hectic schedules to happy? And that's what Miss Vinita Ramtri is going to share. From Singapore, she's going to be live for us. And she's a Chief Operating Officer at Delta Capital. So please do join us next week. She'll be giving more and more delightful insights on this particular topic. Will add more and more value to us. So thanks very much. So that's about this week's episode of Leaders Connect 360, along with Mr. Girish Khandelwal. So thank you very much, Girish, for taking your time and spending, or rather spending, I would change the word today, investing your time in creating more leaders here in Leaders Connect 360. So any one last liner you would like to share for our audience and community members here again?
That's it. Focus on your goal. Rest, everything will fall in place. That's it.
Very rightly said. Focus on the goal. Things will fall in place. And without that goal, when we keep on doing just things are happening, then we get deviated. Wonderfully shared, Girish. Thanks very much for doing it so. So now is where we have our final network. I understand, Girish, if you're having a hard stop, please proceed. But we have thank you video now. And after thank you video, people who all have joined us, we'll have a short introduction. Maybe you all can get an opportunity to introduce each other, because right from 6:30 we all have been a part of it. So you'll get to know an opportunity to introduce each other. So people who wish to stay back, that will be really great. After thank you video, stay back, all the members and visitors, that we'll have an introduction, know each other, and then we take it forward. So Girish, thank you once again. And if you wish also to stay back and then listen to others' introduction, please feel free. Or in case if you have other commitments, thanks very much once again for you for being with us here.
Thank you, Prakash. So and all the leaders. So it's been great honor for me to be here, and hope so. Whatever bit of learnings which I had through my professional experience, I have made useful to the group. And yes, we'll connect in the Saturday meet, Prakash show I had.
Definitely. Thanks very much for joining us on the Saturday as well, Girish. It will be a great pleasure when you're coming there directly. Yeah. It will be a great honor to interact with you directly as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Girish. And thank you all. And for all, thank you video now for us. All right, thank you very much, and thanks for all joining us here today. And I will kindly stop the recording, and let's have